This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by trainer Joe McNally here in Manchester. Joe, big fight week. Liam Smith returns against Chris Eubank Jr. At the end of his camp. We haven't spoken since just before then. So how did Liam find just tapering down and the added benefit of the extra £6 to work with as well?
Yeah, you know, it's a massive benefit to Liam. The camp's gone fantastic. He's in a good place, and Liam being Liam, you know, he is a little bit older, so the 154 is getting difficult to make, but he can still do it. But you know, it just gives him that bit of leeway fight week. You know, he needs a bit more, stay fully hydrated, and you know, he's happy.
Whenever I speak to any of the Smith brothers, they always say the worst one who we used to make weight was Stephen, but apparently Liam's second in line. And is that the case? Do you see him when he's trying to make weight, he kind of takes his toll on him?
It does. Well, it takes its toll on any fighter if you've been in that position yourself. You know, where you know your macros are very low come fight week, and you know it's a lot. You're literally tuning into fight and basing off on borderline starvation. Really, you know, you're on certain programs they're on, but Stephen was a nightmare, and I'd say Liam was a close second. But do you know what? The truth of it is, the past couple of years he's been fantastic. Yeah, he's been really good.
Joe, I spoke to Roy Jones yesterday, and one of the questions around this fight has been how will Chris Eubank Jr approach it now? According to Roy, he expects him to be standing a bit more kind of on a toe-to-toe basis. He doesn't expect him to box the way that we've seen him under the stewardship of Roy Jones Jr. Is that what you expect? And if so, is that music to your ears because you know the style that Liam will have and he'll be aggressive?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not really. We're prepared for every scenario. You know, if Chris wants to stand there and have a tray with Liam, you know, we've got our own game plan in play that I'm expecting Liam to execute. If he decides to box, you know, we're also prepared for the two scenarios, so it just makes for a fantastic fight. And I do believe, you know, it's not what Chris turns up, it's what Liam Smith turns up on Saturday night, and if he implements what he's been doing in the gym, he'll come away with a beautiful victory on Saturday.
Another thing that Roy Jones said in the build-up to this fight is he doesn't prepare Chris Eubank Jr for Liam Smith. He prepares him for a Canelo, for a Golovkin, in the sense that he feels that that's the style he would need to produce against those fighters, not necessarily against Liam. What are your thoughts on that?
Full of shit. Simple. Full of shit. He's never fighting Golovkin. He's never fight. How's he going to fight Canelo? When and how is he going to fight Canelo? There's talk of John Ryder fighting Canelo. You know, he's got the Bivol rematch that I know he'd be hell-bent on going. And why would Canelo think of Chris Eubank? That's the plain obvious thing. And Golovkin be a Golovkin? Maybe so. Golovkin is a shout. But Liam wins on Saturday. There is a rematch clause. If it's a convincing win, which I'm expecting it to be, you know, it's down to Chris to activate the rematch clause, or he moves back up to 168. You know, but I don't think he's getting them fights. So for Roy telling, why would you train him for them two? And you know, for him, look, talk. Roy's a fantastic fighter. He's a legend in the game, man. He's, you know, being a legend as a coach is yet to be seen. And you know, I'm sure that he's got Chris in perfect condition, which you can see, and he's given a perfect fight strategy to fight Liam Smith 100%. Roy won't underestimate. They know what fight they're in for, and you know they'll prepare right. Chris is a fantastic athlete, true professional to the sport. He respects the sport. He respects Liam, and he's a fucking good fighter too. You know, they'll be prepared.
Obviously, one thing which has also been a big talking point in the build-up to this is their past sparring. Now, I'm sure you've been asked about it quite a few times, and the infamous kind of shot which hurt Junior, or so supposedly hurt Junior, I should say. On that note, we know how brilliant of a body puncher Liam is. Do you think that's going to be key for him on Saturday night if he's to be successful to break Junior down to the body?
No. I think sparring stories, anything can happen in sparring. As an ex-fighter, you know, you can be wobbled, you can take a body shot, oh, you didn't expect. Look, sparring. Don't look too much into the sparring stories. It did happen, Liam did, but look, it's sparring. I've seen worse things happen than that, and it doesn't affect any fight in the outcome either way. You know, down to Liam's a fantastic body puncher. If the opportunity's there to go to Chris's body, Liam will be going. I love him too, but it's not going to define Liam's strategy and game plan. It's just part of Liam's makeup, being a good body puncher. Chris is a fantastic body puncher. Fantastic body puncher. So, you know, Liam's got to be prepared for him too, to dig into the body. So, you know, it's just fight first. It's two sides of the coin. Sparring stories, that's what they literally are. It's sparring, you're practicing.
Liam's quite adamant to me yesterday that he can hurt Junior not to his head as well. We know that he has a granite chin, as it were, but people have spoken about in the past how Junior's looked on the scales in his last few fights and maybe struggled to get down to 160. Obviously, when you're draining your body of so much water and fluids and then trying to rehydrate, that can take its toll. Obviously, your brain being drained of fluids in that as well. Do you feel like that is a real possibility that we could maybe see Liam attack the head a lot more and he could have success in doing so?
Yeah, well, you know, with them little gloves on, anyone can be hit to the head. I don't care who you are. You know, I hope Junior isn't drained at the weight and fluids off his brains and shit. You know, he's a professional. He shouldn't be, and he doesn't want to. I hope he isn't. But you know, look, Liam Smith can punch. You know, he's not a one. If he cracks you right, you'll feel it. You'll go. If he hits the button right, you'll go down. It's that simple. Vice versa. Chris is not the biggest puncher. He's very quick, but he can crack too. And them small gloves on, anything can happen.
We know they've had their exchanges in interviews over social media and what have you. Joe, from your standpoint, what have you made of it all?
Do you know what? I've actually haven't looked too much into it. I know Liam being Liam, but I've actually enjoyed Chris too. I like everything. Yeah, I like everything. Look, he's Marmite, isn't he? You either love him or you hate him. He rubs Liam up in like, I'm not losing to this fucker. But look, he works the business side of the sport brilliantly, and look, I find him entertaining, the truth of it is. Yeah.
Joe, just before I let you go, obviously you got Scott Forrest, a young charge of yours, returning on Saturday night. Big year for him. I'm sure you want him to be more active than what he was last year. So, what is the plan for him beyond Saturday, and what are you hoping that he shows on Saturday?
Yeah, I hope he shows as well. I want him to show his boxing ability. He's had 3 fights, 3 KOs. This is a big step up for him. With a guy that comes to win, comes to fight, doesn't get stopped. And I want him to show what he shows in the gym is, you know, he's got a fantastic amateur pedigree, travel the world with Scotland and Team GB. He's not only a big puncher, he's got a fantastic boxing brain, and I'd love him to utilise that on Saturday and show the audience, you know, what he can do from a technical aspect instead of slap bang wallop in there. But look, I do love knockouts, I do like stoppages, but I love him to let it come off his boxing ability, which he should do, and you know, enjoy himself out there. Regarding his year pushing on, I think he's due to fight on the Taylor bill, Josh Taylor, and that's another step up. That'll be a step up for an 8-round fight, and then see what his management team and Boxing and Sky Sports have got in plan for him for the rest of the year.
Just on that Taylor bill, we do have a press conference coming up on Monday, I believe it is. Everybody seems to know he will be early March, back up in Scotland. How's Josh looking, and how much more fired up of a version are you seeing of him now that he has something official to work towards?
He's in a fantastic place, let me tell you. He's just a dream, to be honest with you. You know, it's with Josh, it's controlling him and holding him back more than anything, because he trained till, you know, dawn till dusk, and he's in it. His weight's fantastic. He's in a really good position. Yeah, he will be ready. Yeah.
Right, Joe, just before I let you go, I just want you to know as well that Declan's agreed to do the interview if Liam wins on Saturday night, so you need to keep the pressure on.
Fantastic, yeah. And make sure you get him on it, because he should be up here tonight spreading his wings and getting it in. Fucking shit house.